we did an event here, they did an event here in January, and it's all there. It's very informative. Unfortunate that neither Zach or Brian could be here today. I want to just give a mention to Jane, who was, an eminence grease behind the funding that's for their supernode, which really moved them from, just a small network into a real network, and say that, it's a shame that Brian's not here, because when you talk to him about backhaul, he says, well, we just connect to the internet. We just go in to an IXP, and the IXP hooks us into, they peer with Cloudflare, they peer with whoever, and they have internet, and they don't get why everybody else is complaining about it. Do you want to just briefly address this, Jane?
You had me laughing there on just jumping into the IX. We know DKIX well, who they actually are connected with. It's the exchange out of Germany that built a node in New York. But yeah, backhaul, as everyone has been saying this afternoon, is the key issue. We also see it everywhere. And I just want to say thanks to the Silicon Harlem discussion, because I was laughing here in Washington. It is exactly what we see overseas. And I would love to, I think it would be a great idea, Joly, to do another one of these with the team there. So we can also let folks know around the world that this is happening in urban centers and it's doable. And anyway, with backhaul issues, it's the key issue we're seeing. It's also one of the big showstoppers for a lot of networks. And it's a question of how you can set up those partnerships, because it is about building those trust networks. And I couldn't agree more. And it was fascinating to hear about power as well, because we know some folks out in California and Oregon who are trying to apply for grants for the NSF grants. And really, it's amazing to see the government-funded projects actually funding, focusing on that human element, because you can't ignore it. That's what we've also seen with internet exchange points. None of this can work without that embedded. The tech, of course, is critical, but backhaul is and back to the backhaul question, depends on how you partner up and where you can get that connectivity. We know the team in Rhizomatica in Oaxaca, Mexico, awesome 2G, open source network, using the open cellular concept from Endaga, which was purchased by Facebook, but is now being deployed also as some technology free to different projects, kind of like what Melissa's doing with Airband. It's one of the key issues. And if we could work on some public-private partnership funding to ask cities and municipalities to look at some of that public backhaul, that could be a way to also do it. But I would also defer to everyone there in the room who knows better how to set those projects up on the public-private side. We've done it with other countries, but obviously here in the US, there are some other things you'd have to think about. But if we could look at some of the best practices that I know came out of Detroit and what's going on in New York, this would be an amazing thing to share with colleagues around the world who are doing this and who are just getting started. So I'm really grateful for the discussion here today. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, so next we have Stuart Reed and Doug Frazier